Making his debut here at Core London, we have Mr. Hayden Locke, the CEO of Emerson PLC. He's told me off air he used to, or is indeed, a Liverpool fan. I'll leave you to think that one through. Hayden, very good morning to you.
Thanks very much for having me, Nick.
You're back on the market. Well done. You were suspended. Why were the shares suspended?
So Emerson PLC, which is a standard listed special acquisition company, has just completed the acquisition of what we think are very exciting potash projects, development stage potash projects in northern Morocco. We raised some money, originally targeting £4.5 million as our raise, but due to investor demand, we upscaled that to 6. A fantastic response from a variety of investors, high net worth individuals and institutions as well, and excited to be back on the market and ready to start work.
Well, you're clearly smiling as a result of the getting back on the market. So when you did the funding, was this literally people loved the story? What sold the story?
Yeah, the story was very well received. My background is I worked for another potash development company for the last 3.5 years, which is widely recognised as one of the best undeveloped potash plays in the world. And we see a lot of the same attributes in the Emmerson project, which is the project that was acquired. And so really the market is saying they also see the potential that we see.
Right.
And I think the valuation is a fraction of the valuation of Highfield Resources where we were, which is, means that a lot of people see the value and see a potential.
Now, in terms of potash, okay, I'm not a scientist or anything. It's used as an agricultural fertiliser predominantly, okay. Why is it so important?
Well, I think the widely accepted agricultural theme for most investors is we have a growing population, expected to hit around 10 billion people by 2050. At the same time, the UNFAO, the Food and Agricultural Organisation, is expecting that in order to feed that population, we're going to need to produce 70% more food, so a massive amount increase in yields from arable land. And at the same time, the amount of arable land per person is falling, expected to fall by 15% over the same period. It's clear that in order to achieve any of these food security goals, fertilisers are an absolute must. You can't get away from that fact. And of the 3 key macronutrients, there's nitrogen, phosphorus and potash, or potassium-based fertilisers.
Okay, and in terms of, does this damage anything? In terms of, if I've got my sort of political correct hat on, is there any sort of damage to the what am I looking for, sort of the land, etc., etc.?
There is some research that suggests that over-application of nitrogen fertilisers in particular can cause damage, and I think what we're seeing is a shift from just blanket application of fertilisers across agricultural land to what we're calling a smarter applications, which is reducing the amount of fertiliser that needs to be used. But in any case, it's still required to be used, and we're certainly seeing the degradation reduce as people become smarter with their application.
Okay. Dealing with Morocco, I haven't even been there on holiday, okay? Is this a good place to do business? Is there a political risk there?
Not as far as we're concerned. There's always risk associated with every country that you operate in, Australia included, which is where I'm originally from. But in terms of Morocco's position, and it's widely held that Morocco is one of the best investment jurisdictions in Africa, but certainly in the world as well. Yeah. And you see a variety of publications that come out and have Morocco as one of the top-ranked investment jurisdictions for mining globally. So we're very comfortable with Morocco's position, and we've seen a very marked shift from the leadership of Morocco to attract foreign direct investment. They've done exceedingly well at it, and we don't expect that to change in the near future.
And politically, is it stable over there at the moment?
Yeah, it's been very stable. One of the few nations to largely avoid any of the implications of the Arab Spring, primarily driven by the fact that the king is a very rational and reasonable gentleman. So yes, it's been stable. It's a constitutional monarchy similar to the UK, and really doing a good job in terms of attracting investors. Right.
So in terms of Mr. Trump and trade wars and the likes, any implications? Any potential pitfalls?
Not as far as we can see in terms of the potash market, primarily because potash is a key input for all of the agriculture that occurs in the US, and really they don't have very much indigenous supply at all. So they produce virtually no potash, which means they're completely reliant on imports. Morocco, interestingly, was one of the first countries to recognise America's independence, and has been an ally of the US for many hundreds of years. So we don't see any real risk to that in the near future. for potash in particular.
Okay. So the $1 million question, I always ask everybody this, okay, a former hedge fund owner, give me 3 reasons why I should consider having your shares in my portfolio.
Well, I think the first is it's an advanced project. We're not an exploration play, although the valuation is probably closer to an exploration play. The second point is from a potash perspective, we see the potential for this to be a low capex development, which in potash is as rare as hen's teeth.
Okay.
So it's a very important point to get over first. And then finally, due to its location, we think it has the potential to be a high margin development as well. That's a perfect location. Morocco is a consuming nation of potash, one of the fastest growing import nations of potash, but we're ideally located for a number of other markets as well.
So it sounds like 2018 could be a very exciting year.
It is an exciting year and we're looking forward to getting started.
Hayden, please come back and tell us how you get on later in the year.
Thanks very much, Nick.